Edward, let me get this straight. So you think that me being responsible...
Okay. That jackass aside, Megan, you have to take into account the finances you had before having a child. I was married 4 years before we had my daughter. And it was a decision we went into full throttle. We knew the consequences. We knew what things were going to cost. Kind of. It was kind of a shock with how much back in 2006. Okay. Back in 2006 that we put our child in care because we both had to work at the time. It was $850 a month at that time. God only knows how much it is now. But then there's also the choice of, like, me and my wife went to Catholic school as children. Did all the sacraments. It was nice and easy. We didn't have to take her out of school to go into CCD classes or have CCD classes on Saturdays. We put my daughter in Catholic school. That was $4,000 starting. By the time she finished, it was $4,500 a year to put the child through school. Now, granted, we could have went to public school, but I felt that since we did that and we did all our sacraments, it was easier that way. That was our decision. We knew exactly what we were going into when we did this. Children are way expensive. And if you don't take into consideration how much it costs to raise, feed, clothe, educate a child, and you think it's laughable, then you're a jackass. Plain and simple. It is no joke to not be financially prepared. It's not the 60s, like when my parents had me and my sister. It's not the same. Now you really, really have to take into consideration how much formula is, diapers are, toys. Oh, yeah. You have to have a house big enough to keep all you in. So that idiot had no idea what he was talking about because obviously he's never had children or considering having children. If you're considering having children, you have to take into account the what it costs today to do that. Back in 2006, it wasn't as bad. It was tough, but it wasn't as bad. And we could afford it. If I had a child right now, we'd be dead. We'd be dead because of the cost of everything. Somebody would not be able to work because there's no point in working just to pay for daycare. It doesn't make any sense. Because if the majority of your paycheck is going to take care of your child while you go work, what's the point? You're basically canceling it all out. And remember, daycares, at least the ones by me, only take the money to take care of your child. You have to supply the diapers and the formula or whatever other fucking shit they need at the school. Paper towels, wipes, everything. My child was there from 9 months until she was 4. When she hit kindergarten, we put her in the Catholic school. That's when we started doing that. And that was, in comparison to what daycare was half of what I was paying. So you have to take it into consideration. If you don't, then you're being irresponsible, which is why we have a lot of kids without fathers. We have a lot of kids who turn to crime because they feel like there's no hope. So it's a very, very big responsibility. Forget, once you have kids, everything is towards the child. Just about. You may have a date night here or there, but everything is geared towards that child. Everything. Vacations, whether you want a fucking pet, which is another, expense. So you have to take every single aspect of it into consideration. And because that person was a jackass, they'll never have children. At least God help us if they do. You, at least, if you want to have children, you're going about it the right way. Sit down, figure out if you can afford it. So my sister has 4 kids, so I can't afford 4 kids. I can barely afford the one. But that's just how it works out. If my wife didn't have a miscarriage years ago, we would have had 2 children. We didn't. It's just what happens. We got over it, Maybe it happened for a reason. Who knows? But either way, you have to be financially responsible. Once that child comes into the world, you better have the means to take care of it. That's just my 2 cents. You all have a good day. Booyah.